Distinguished guests, we are back. Welcome to the Low Budget LCS. My name is LaChance, and once more, I'm joined by my boy, Vega. Welcome back, dude.
I'm excited to be here. Special night, 2 3-0 teams. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Dude, 2 undefeated teams coming here to test their mettle against each other. It's going to be such an exciting series. There are going to be picks that will be fought over. Tensions will rise and break, and we are going to lead you all the way through it as your Sherpas for the night. Chat has been popping off, but we already have the spectate link, and I think, can you see if draft has started yet?
It is not started yet. They just started.
Okay, excellent. I've clicked the wrong button again. Okay, we're all good.
Okay, I want to make 2 guarantees about the draft tonight.
Dude, nail it.
1, Vigar will be 100% pick ban. And 2, I also think Rakan will be 100% pick ban.
Ooh.
Which are 2 awesome champions.
I love that. And you know what? I gotta say, we should mention that one of the players in this game is named Vigar, basically. They've gotten as close to it as they can. And their icon is a Vigar as well.
That just puts fear in you. If I see somebody in a lobby whose name is a champion and their icon is a champion, I am afraid of that person playing that champion. But unbanned so far through the first 3 bans.
Oh my God, is it going to get through? I hope it does. You want to see the people flexing his heart. Oh, dude, first pick right out of the gate.
It to him.
Dude, put Vega on the board right now. That's another prediction coming in hot here.
Okay, is it Zyrakan though?
Oh, dude.
Guys, I did a base level of research here. Okay.
He did it!
100%.
Top tier analysis. Ask this guy for some lottery numbers. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Okay, yeah. Back-to-back predictions. Oh.
Both of them play a lot of the same champions, so I was really excited about this.
Yeah, this the fact that they all play very similar champions too means that they know the limits of these champions as well. Mm-hmm. So expect some absolutely wild team fights. Knowing your own champion is one thing, but knowing how the other champions that you're playing against works, I mean, that is a huge portion of the battle here. So extremely excited to see that play out. Ooh.
I love this so far. What's great is you don't have to ban Vigar if your team plays it. You can just pick it away yourself when you're on blue side.
Exactly.
Which we love.
100%.
But so far, this is all exciting stuff. We get Viego, we get Vigar, Seraphine, and then Zyrakan. Obviously, it's a ton of fun. Oh, please. A Malphite lock.
Dude.
Quick stat. This has been... They picked this 2 matches ago. Popped off on the Malphite. They love playing engaged champs for TVA. And so far, they have 2 of the best ones in the game in Rakan and Malphite.
Absolutely wild. You gotta expect that Vigar, the player, is chirping in chat right now, letting his team know on comms, like, okay, if you play a champion really well, you also understand its weaknesses. So I'm curious to see what they pull out to sort of undo the Vigar. Or if they're just like, okay, they've got it, whatever, we're gonna index into a completely different strategy.
He's, at times, Aurelion Sol has been the second most played that he's played, but around that, he's also played Pantheon and Anivia, which are 2 pretty cool champions to get played in mid because we don't get to see them a lot. One thing I like about SNC's side, Vigar is one of the best counter-engaged champions in the game, because how do you stop Rakan from engage him? You put him in timeout. You put him in the baby cage. You say, you hang out here, we're going to fight. Oh my, just more engaged. Just more dive.
Dude, this game is going to be awesome. This is game 1 of a 3-game series, and they are coming correct. Lots of ways, lots of go buttons, and an Ornn as well.
So you want to go, we can also go. We're happy to pick more engage back into you.
Just peak fives right here. Both of these teams, again, two undefeated squads, and it's clear how both of these squads have earned their record, right? They clearly know how to play the game. They clearly know how to team fight, and we're seeing some relatively similar strategies play out here, certainly when it comes to the 5v5 to Kaisa.
Love Kaisa in this. We talked about it last time we cast together, that one of the best things you can do when you're like a newly formed team is play team fight comps, because it's a lot easier to say like, okay, we're gonna group and we're gonna team fight around objectives than it is to kind of figure things out. And I love this because you get two teams that are both undefeated, so they both obviously believe in the way they're playing the game and that they are playing correctly, and now they're going to clash with similar styles.
Absolutely. Oh, wow, what a draft. What a game. Guys, we are going to open up predictions now, so that, I mean, Vega's giving you the rundown. Actually, what do you think of these compositions now that you've seen the full picture? Is there one that's leaning a little bit more in your heart, tugging you in either direction, where you think the victory is going to come through?
I think TVA is a little bit easier to pilot. I think, you know, Malphite R, Vi R, Rakan, you know, Dash In's a little bit easier to pilot. But this game's really going to hinge on how well SNC counter engage, right? How well they can take the first wave of engage and then respond with that Ornal, Seraphine, you know, after all the engage is blown, if they can survive it and turn the fight around. So I'm leaning TVA early, but both comps are pretty good. I also think that it depends on how Viego goes in the early game. If Viego's not bothered by things, you know, is able to get a couple picks and really change this game quickly. But early leaning TVA, but guys, you know, caster curse is a very real thing, so do what you want with your points.
So true. So true. Nothing more consistent than talking about a game of League of Legends and the exact opposite thing coming to fruition right away. We're going to stay on this screen for a minute while they draft in the client so you guys can see those picks. I think we can pretty safely assume where all of these champions are going, so you guys have some time to bet. Real quick, just want to say some thank yous to some recent follows. Miss Yeti, Shield of Tinos, the fucking Dino, and Holy Milk. Holy Milk, I love that. It's beautiful.
That's good. I like Holy Milk.
I love the idea of sort of like milk paladins. That's kind of where my head goes. Pauldrons of glass, you know, a beautiful glass sword with some sort of like bottle imagery on it. I think that's great.
You've doused your sword in holy milk.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm not sure who they would be fighting against, but hey, listen, if you like the idea of mythological vegetables and foods rising up and going on sort of a Game of Thrones-like campaign, can't recommend Dimension 20 more, A Crown of Candy. Fucking absolutely fantastic show.
It is amazing, guys. You should check it out.
Have you seen Dimension 20?
I've seen some because my college roommate was in love with it and nonstop talks about it now. So,
dude, yes, I have met Brennan Lee Mulligan in person. I got pictures with him in the cast. My D&D 5th edition handbook is signed by the whole cast. The one time they did a live show in New York, I was there.
I love Brendan so much.
It's fucking, it's a huge part of my heart. All right, these guys are...
They're locked and loaded.
They are locked and loaded.
I'm so excited for this game because we've had a steady build of awesome series all since we've been casting, and the last series was so amazing that I just can only imagine that this will top it.
Oh yeah, things are only getting more intense, and the teams are getting better as the season goes on. You know, this steady regimen of constructed fives, wouldn't you know it, everyone's learning from these battles, and these games have been fire.
Yeah, and for teams, you know, now that, especially if you're 2-3-0 teams, looking ahead at playoffs, you're thinking, you know, you're taking it extremely seriously, probably at this point, you know, at least more seriously than, you know, some teams might if you're already on like an 0-3. But there's more tape now to scout, right? You're seeing more,
yes.
And now I can see 4 or 5 games of pick ban where, you know, here's what you picked and played and the style you like to play. So I love how that develops because it's the mind game between like, well, they normally play this, so maybe we should play this style, but we won playing our style, and that whole mind game and how it shifts. And I love that here they just both went, well, we're both good at playing team fights. We're both good at team fight.
Yes, absolutely. You know, two samurai of the same style, hoping to slay each other with one single strike. We'll see whose quick draw is faster and more fluid.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see what the game 2 is like, because usually when you're an undefeated team and someone plays the same style as you, how do you adjust after, you know, going down a game? Do you adjust your style? Do you switch up, or you just say, no, we run it back, we just made mistakes? So I'm hyped for this series.
Such a good question. That's an excellent point. You can't forget that this is a best of 3. There will be time for variation, for lessons to be learned, but it's all going to come down to how well you implement what you learn in this series. And I believe this is the 5th week of the 8-week regular season. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that. So we're over that hump. People really are starting to cruise, and storylines are starting to like culminate. And these two teams, if they're both undefeated, we could see these teams taking each other again in playoffs. So this is very much the first chapter of what could be an incredible rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see that. That's what you love about long seasons like this. It's a storyline, right? Of if they meet in playoffs, well, what happened in the last series? You know, how does that develop over the course of an entire season? And, you know, both these teams are uber confident coming into this match, you know. Some of them have had 2-1 scares, but, you know, when you're sitting undefeated a couple weeks into a season, you're definitely confident in your play style and your picks. And I love seeing two confident teams playing. Because you're normally going to see a lot of action because both teams think the way they're playing is the right way to play.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that everybody at home loves seeing me do this right in front of their face. No movie magic here.
We want you guys to know how the sausage is made.
Absolutely. This is, listen, you've gone out to a nice restaurant, and they've got, they've got one of those open kitchens. You can look inside. You can see all your food being prepared. That's us, okay? Let it be known. Oh, I hope this works and it doesn't crash my whole...
Oh, yeah. Can you share when it comes up?
Did you just get kicked out of it out of curiosity?
Hold on. Black screen right now.
Uh-oh. Folks. Folks. Okay, hold on. I think we're good. Boy.
Did you get it? Did you get in?
Let's see. Hold on. Hold. Okay.
That's a good sign.
Lots of pings. We're moving the screen over.
What is this off-screen ping?
What is that? You can toggle them off anytime within settings. Oh shit. Okay. All right. We're in business, guys. We're in business. I wasn't worried for a second.
No, we knew it would be fine. We knew it would be fine.
Yeah. We did a stream yesterday, and the whole goddamn thing crashed. So,
well, glad you got it out of the way before.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we were just clearing the cobwebs off. We're making sure everything's working. Also, I know people highlighted a bunch of messages and stuff. I'm sorry we didn't get to some of that. Maybe we'll be able to loop back around and chat and shout out people. I did see Little Robot Man. I always got to shout you out, dude. I think you're in every single stream saying LeChance licks toes. So appreciate you, dude.
That's true.
Yeah,
the other night when I joined, it was the first message I saw.
Dude, okay, I'm glad that just another person can visually confirm it with me so that I don't feel absolutely crazy.
I've never casted and it not happen.
Right. Yes, that's true. And you've been casting every week now for the season. So you've got as good a barometer as anyone. Look at this bush play, dude. Wait a second.
This is awesome.
Oh my god. Do you think there's enough in that level 1 to get a kill?
Hold on, it's like, is this a double bush play? Because I'm pretty sure Seraphine and Kaisa are playing the other bush.
Hold on a second. Wait, because they're on the opposite side. Come on, camera.
Yes.
Come on, camera.
I think they just walked into lane. I think they both gave up.
All right. I respect the play. I love creative things like that.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to catch somebody, you know, walking into lane in a weird way. You're able to maybe blow a summoner off someone.
Absolutely. It's always worth trying and just seeing what you can pull off. Ooh, okay, in here in the mid lane. Nice. Silas going in, getting some damage. Vigar attacking Vigar right there. I know their name's pronounced just a little bit differently, but I'm just going to go with the champion's name because that's clearly what they intended.
I'm going to pretend like it's a homage to Vega.
Ooh.
With an R on it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Like if me and Vagar had like a fusion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, hold on here. Level 2 advantage down here in the bot lane. Zai going to walk up, get one auto off, but they will back away. Early skirmishes showing to be very promise for the Rakan lane. Oh, Vigar, very nice flash right there. Drops the cage. Going to do some cheeky dancing right there. But so far, no kills yet.
Early on, I expect Seraphine to kind of, and Seraphine and Kai'Sa to kind of have the push down here. Zai and Rakan very much want levels and items and things. And Seraphine can spam a lot of abilities to poke in lane. Rakan doesn't really have poke. His Q's kind of unreliable. So we expect them to push. Meanwhile, though, getting the flash off Vigar early, that's awesome. Vigar has no dashes. The cage is a pretty long cooldown early, so it's very gankable. They didn't have to use flash on Silas or Vi to get that. So really good there.
Yeah, this is working out well for them. This Scuttle Crab being picked up by Vi. Looks like Vi might be roaming around to try and get this Vigar. They really want to take this champion out. This feels personal. They were like, listen, you knew we were going to play this Vigar, and you took it away from us, so we're gonna make you work for it.
Yeah, and you talked about knowing the limits of the champion.
Oh, he's going to go in here. They're fine. They're okay. Something happened down here in the bot lane. The forever back by the jungler. Okay, he is going to stick around. I mean, that's just the nature of things.
Yeah, sometimes it comes up that way, but, you know, at least just showing a little bit of pressure there, making sure, you know, his bot lane can push the wave in safely. They know, you know, it's okay. You know, we're not going to get engaged on right now. Meanwhile, top lane, tank v tank. Let Noodle fight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that is just going to be a slap fest for a while unless they get some sort of assistance. But where they're really going to shine is later on in this game. We're going to see some absolutely crazy engagements from these guys.
Absolutely. Especially we know Orange.
Ooh, that's some CC landing there on Talon. All right, they back up, get out of there. Lots of skirmishes. Lots of, like, you know, oh. Ooh, Malphite. In some trouble there.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of traps being set. Both junglers very crafty. Speaking of, we've got SNC PK up here as well. Was he spotted on that scuttle? Hard to say. Both of them are gone now, so everyone's just resetting. But there have been no shortage of attempts on each other this game.
No, and notably right now is SNC PK is able to farm while Vi is really trying to go for early ganks. So right now there's a level lead on Viego. Viego's been 4 for a little bit, got 4 off the Gromp top, while Vi now has to catch up, farm camp, stuff like that. So there's a little bit of window where Viego's going to be stronger, has more opportunities to gank on the map right now.
No, absolutely. Oh, shit. SCL Zoro, welcome back. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Good to see you back, dude. 2 nights in a row. We're honored. We're honored. Okay, so Dragon is up here. Lots of movement around it as well. Very nice roam from this Rakan sitting here in this mid lane. Will they go for it? A charge up from the Vi. The cage is dropped, catches the Vi, and look who's here. The other jungler, PK, looking for some action. He's going to scare him off, and they're going to wait. They're going to go back to the bushes for another attempt.
This is really good for SNC. They're going to get the pressure bot. Viego, ooh.
Oh, Viego, oh, look at that flash, okay. They get some CC right there. He's going to get to the blast on the Ignite is dropped, but he makes it over the wall. Talon's here for backup. The Vigar's here for backup as well. That's a dangerous group of 3 to try and fight.
Yeah, so close, but SNC's going to come out on top of that. That is flash invested from Vi. Viego ends up not having to flash, and the Ignite invested from Rakan. So right now, SNC, you know, surviving the early game threats here, you know, trying to get to those levels, but it does get way more dangerous once the Vi, the Malphite, everybody gets level 6.
Absolutely, yeah. That Vygar is going to be in a lot more trouble when it comes to a Vi ult being dropped on them. That's for sure.
Exactly. And you see kind of what the plan is from TVA side, which is if we're hyper aggressive in the early game and we can get summoners off them, if we can get flashes, heals, anything like that, then when we get our level 6 power spike, they won't have those tools to disengage.
Yeah. Is that Vi out of vision? Do you think?
It's close.
It's always hard to tell with
This is
something
an
along those
investment.
lines.
I like the dichotomy between the junglers here, where Viego is hard farming. Viego's not attempted a gank yet, only has, provided a little bit of coverage for his lanes.
Yeah.
While Vi is 100%, I want to gank, I want to pressure, I want to make a play on one of these lanes.
Absolutely. Lots of attempts, but no one's gone down yet. Okay, Ornhorn being called right here. That's the Malphite getting knocked up. We might see our first kill. Caster Curse is real. First blood goes to the Ornn. That was a great kill.
Yeah, well, tank, assassin, bruiser, Ornn. If he gets that brittle on you, it can hurt.
He wears a lot of hats.
I will say, of all the places that I thought First Blood was going to come from in this game, it was not the tank v tank top lane matchup.
Dude, same. Absolutely. Death to Zamboni, says Solo Polo. Yeah, that's, Kamsada, love the Battle Gods up there in the top lane. Vargar going low, but lives. Super close. This should be, okay. Talon threw an ability in. I wasn't sure what was going to go on there, but.
Yeah, pressure on the map awards him the dragon, but great by SNC to pick up the Rift Herald in response. They have the top lane pressure, so what ends up happening is almost like the seesaw effect on the map. So good recognition by SNC. They're saying we don't need to play towards dragon because we're strong in top lane right now. And they're ganking bot heavily. So we'll take the top resources and let them have the bot resources. And then when our top is ahead, they'll be able to swing that resource towards bot. But also good for TVA because you play to where you're winning, right? You have pressure bot, take the bot objective.
Now, where would you put this Rift Herald to get the most effect out of it?
I think in this game, you really are trying to get gold onto Vygar, and pressuring Sylas out of this lane and getting Vygar ahead helps tremendously. But honestly, it's what opens up, right? Like, if you're able to make a play in either of these side lanes, punishing with a Rift Herald, obviously you want to do. But I think most teams would want mid lane to be the target.
Well, we've got a pause coming in here. So, I mean, yeah, Vygar right now pretty far behind in farm. This Sylas has done an excellent job. I mean, Vygar has done a great job of zoning Vygar away from this farm, clearly knowing how to make that champ feel uncomfortable. But, I mean, Vygar is one of those champs that, he's gonna scale. He's gonna be able to get those stacks eventually. And as long as he's continuing to play safe, not give up these kills, which he's exactly doing, he's gonna become a threat.
Yeah, and the good news is that Sylas is winning in CS, and they have put resources mid-Vi's been there twice, invest, to get the flash off Vygar early, force him to play safe. He gets chunked out and has to TP early, and, that ends up manifesting itself in, you have less mana later in the lane. You end up losing waves because you have to take a bad base. Like we saw earlier where he survived with 10 HP, he didn't have teleport then, so, you lose a wave or two to tower. But the good news is Sylas is not picking up plates. He's not really threatening the map yet. So, Vygar, if you're in comms, you're saying, it's okay, I scale. It's okay, I scale. As long as he's not diving me, he's not taking my tower. Like, I'll get farm. I'll finish tier. I'll get to items. Just don't let him get out of hand. Because I think, obviously, the CS is more than you would want. But as long as it's not snowballing into other places, you're saying, okay, we're winning top. Bot has weathered the storm. We're okay with going down a little bit of gold there if we're winning. Because overall, they're ahead 400 gold.
Right. No, absolutely. Now, here's a question, completely reasonable one. Is it Vygar or Vigar? Or Vagar? How do people pronounce this champion?
I say Vagar.
Sure.
Or Vygar. I don't know. It depends. It's the sun setting. It's 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock. It depends. What's the position of the moon?
I love that. No, of course. Absolutely. Yeah, listen, astrology plays a lot into the pronunciation of words. For me, at the very least.
Oh, no, absolutely. Maybe I say Vagar more because I'm Vega.
Sure. Yes. By the
it's
way,
not spelled
your
the same.
Vega, there's a Viego, a Vigar, and a Vi in this game. Lots of Vs.
We
I
love
will
Vs.
stumble over them, for sure.
And there's a Vegar.
And Vigar. Yeah,
Vigar.
absolutely. 3076 says Vigar.
Vigar?
That's
Yeah,
what
I'm
I've
okay
been
with
saying.
I'm okay with that. Okay, so they're going to Rift Bot here.
Yes, absolutely. They've got some plates to collect. Zyrakan pretty safe to any potential dives. They're probably not too worried about that. In fact, they'd probably welcome it.
Yeah, I think if you're Zyrakan are one of the hardest lanes to make plays on like that.
Oh, Vi coming around right here. There's the ult we were just talking about, dashing in, but a quick flash over the wall, followed by the Silas. Vagar going on the Vigar. He gets it with the Vigar. Oh, Vigar gets the Vigar with the Vigar ult that he stole from the Vigar. It's going to be a goddamn nightmare. Jesus Christ.
And what we talked about before is it was not spilling over, and, you know, he hadn't got kills or plates yet. But that's where it manifests a little bit, you know, going for the ward, wanting to clear some vision. You got to be careful with that when your jungler's showing somewhere on the map, because Vi now knows there's no Viego here. You know, I know Viego is not going to be here to counter gank this. I'm free to engage. And they do get Silas's flash invested, but you take that 100% of the time. Silas is set up now to carry if he wants. He's got a kill. He's got a huge CS lead. They get a plate mid. He's off and rolling.
100%. Definitely the most dangerous person for the time being. Also, a little cryptic. I agree with you. It is pronounced Vermont.
Vermont. From now on, that is Vermont.
I think we can all agree. Let's just introduce more V names into this whole thing.
When are we going to get Vladimir bot lane?
I love that. Yes, absolutely. Vagar, Vigar, Vega. Sean the First. We're just making tongue twisters here. Totally agree. Silas in absolute terror. There was a little bit of discussion about this in the chat. Oh, he's going to go forward. Doesn't land the CC, but it's clear he's got more than enough. Okay, you can only imagine what happens if the CC lands after the follow-up damage did that to Vagar's health bar.
Yeah, it's getting in the dangerous phase of Silas burst ability.
Yes.
You see Viego having to kind of hang around mid lane here, and what that does is look at Vi. Oh, how the tables have turned. Vi now farming the camps away from Viego, while Viego is forced to cover a lane.
Okay, let's see if the TVA bot lane's in some trouble right here. It is a Rakan, but we're going to have fights on opposite sides of the map right there. That's going to be Vi ult following the Ornn. Ornhorn is going to land. That was the Silas that called it. Now Ornn calls his horn. He misses it too. Both horns absolutely missed. A flash away from the Ornn is going to get him to safety, but the rest of his team is going to show up. Now Vi's the one that's being targeted. Kaisa with perfect target selection right there, able to get the kill. They turn on the Malphite. A great follow-up and cleanup from SNC Dreaded Dawn.
Yeah, 20 seconds on the Dragon. That couldn't be better timed for them to get a pick onto the top laner and jungle there. And that felt like it was going one way and then felt like it was going another way and then went back the third way. Great play initially by TVA to spot out a fight where Vigar does not have, or Vermont does not have flash.
Yes.
And be able to engage on that and get it. But they're not quite able to burst the Ornn down in time before the bot lane and jungler arrive. And they get that prio because they're 3v2 in the bot river. They're able to push the bot lane out and rotate first.
Absolutely, and gives a much-needed injection of gold, bringing these teams relatively even, and once again, also evening out the dragons as well. And we've got ourselves a Chemtech map.
Ooh.
So
Chemtech's
empowered plants. Yes? I'm not crazy.
Yes, the empowered plants.
Excellent.
Giant
I really
blast
like
columns.
this one.
Me too. Both of the newer ones, Hextech and this, are my favorite.
Dude, they're so much fun. Also, Lil Robot Man, you're totally right. The state of Vermont is pronounced Vermouth. We won't mix that up with Vermont the champion.
I was going to say Vermouth.
Vermouth. Vermouth, of course. Still an alcoholic beverage, but a more terrifying one. Rakan diving in right here is going to take an enormous amount of damage. I think Rakan's going to think twice about trying to harry this bot lane as they back.
Don't worry, empowered health plants here. But this is a second. Rift Herald going to go over to the side of SNC here. They didn't. I don't believe they saw the Vi bot, but because of the pressure, I think they felt safe doing it. But Vermouth in trouble here.
Oh shit, Valley with the full ult, Rakan diving in as well. Listen, if you don't give them the chance to push any buttons, you'll never be outplayed.
And that's what this comp does, right? Ideally, when you're, sitting there drafting and you're thinking about the dream scenario, it's the Vile into the Rakan W, and they never touch the ground, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you want to make sure that you give them as few options as possible, and you're absolutely right. This comp does a great job of that. We saw that with the multiple Ornn ults as well. Ooh, Seraphine ult, very nice. Just trade the ults. Definitely worth it to get that off of Xayah if you're Seraphine. Certainly a good trade. My brain stopped working. I'm certain
okay. I'm here for you.
Thank you so much.
It isn't over nearing first item completions on pretty much everybody but supports now. Notably, Vygar is set behind on that because of he's been ganked a couple times. Obviously had some unfortunate things happen mid, but that's got to go into when SNC is planning their next play, right? They're evened up on Dragons. They've got 2.5 minutes. Oh, we do get the Rift bot.
Yeah, and it does look like a fight might break out here. Rakan goes in for the interrupt, trying to do a front-to-back fight. Absolutely great pull there from the Xayah. Going to get 2 targets with the CC. They're likely going to get a second charge off this Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, we see Vygar already walking bot to kind of shadow if Sylas were coming. Ooh,
nice, and CC there from the Seraphine. Up here in the top lane, though, we're finding ourselves in a 2v1. Ornn going to try and get himself to safety, but against this duo, I'm not sure if he's going to get very far. He is a big, tanky boy, though. Classic tank assassin situation, but he will be taken down in the end by Astro Baby, who's going to get themselves a 3rd kill.
Yeah, so again, we're even in gold. A play bot, begets a play top. Dragon is still pretty far out, so great play here by TVA. They can kind of gank top without any repercussions here. They see the Rift going bot. Their bot lane's a pretty safe lane with Rakan. They do lose the flash during it, but not a huge deal. But they're able to punish that. They're going to get the tower
maybe
top.
A trap here for the Xayah. Let's see if they can get something off it. That's going to be the exhaust. Xayah doing everything they can, get the autos out and the pull back, but still a 2v1. That's a great pickup for them.
Yeah, definitely. They want money onto this Kai'Sa. One thing their comp has really well is a lot of zone control, but now that Vygar is behind, Kai'Sa is the main damage threat. Viego will do good damage, and if they get an early kill, will get resets and fights. But Kai'Sa is the main damage threat in this comp, and getting her ahead and getting kills is huge for them. And also, it's great for offsetting what TVA wants to do. Xayah's the only ranged champion in the comp. She's the only one who can actually walk up and hit towers. So if she doesn't feel safe to do that, it's really hard to walk up against Ornn and Vygar and Seraphine who can CC you under a tower.
Oh, excellent observation. That is definitely going to be a huge hurdle for them as this game continues. I feel like we're seeing 2 Dragon Ball Z characters just sort of scream and power up over the course of 4 30-minute episodes, and we're just going to see one absolutely explosive team fight when they're done. Once they're comfortable, once they've gained the appropriate level of power, we're just going to see all the CC in the world get dropped on. We've yet to see our first 5v5 team fight. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I feel like we're gearing up for it, though. TP's being invested by Malphite to come bot here. The ults are up, all except for Kai'Sa. Notably, no sums on the Xayah.
Absolutely, and here it is. As we talk about it, all 5 together. A battle of vision ongoing right now. SNC has been spotted out. TVA knows exactly where they are. That's going to be the Seraphine ult picked up by the Sylas. Okay,
that's
funneling back into the choke point. It absolutely is. If these Seraphine ults are going to be absolutely massive in such close quarters, so will the Ornn ults as well. The cage gets dropped. They catch the Ornn. There's the Seraphine ult catching 2 targets. Vi diving into the backline, getting out of that Kai'Sa. They're trying to kite back desperately as much as they can, but we are seeing SNC health bars fall quite low. The Kai'Sa still alive, going onto the Rakan, maybe able to get that last auto off now. A 3v3. Kai'Sa does fall back to a 2v2. A double kill for the Vi, and that's going to be just the Ornn left. The Xayah lived through it all. The Sylas as well. The first 5v5 goes the way of TVA.
And oh my goodness, the carries for TVA. Sylas and Xayah putting in so much work there. I had a moment of worry in the middle when Viego started to get the resets because I was like, oh no, this is going to be classic Viego, gets a reset, starts picking up more champions, but Sylas and Xayah just dealing so much damage in that fight.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, that was honestly, I could feel the players white-knuckling it. That was a really important fight. And even though SNC lost that fight, it definitely could have gone worse, right? We could have seen some sort of, 5-0. But they traded. There's promise. There's room to improve on these team fights. I feel like we're only seeing just the beginning because that win only netted a 900 gold lead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you see how close it is. And I think something that's going to become a trend throughout this game now, and we saw it there, is the team who is on the objective first is going to have the advantage. Because when the other team has to walk into their CC, it is so hard to contest things. And in that fight, the Dragon's getting, burnt down. SNC has to walk into the Seraphine ult from Sylas. And just that immediate ult into a Malphite ult makes it so hard to play out. That team fight, if SNC is there first at Dragon, and TVA has to walk into the cage and Ornal, is totally different.
Absolutely. No, it really is. And now that these teams have gathered these lessons, they're just going to bundle them up, put them into their books of knowledge or into their playbooks, and bring it to the next team fight, which, I mean, Baron's on the table now, but everybody's going to be grouping mid. We've got a Malphite and a Sylas splitting on opposite ends. So interested to see how TVA reacts to these split pushes that are happening.
Yeah, it looks like they tried to catch them kind of in rotation and be able to get a mid push, but good response by TVA. SNC doesn't really lose anything in the side lanes. They're going to have Vermouth catch the top lane, Ornn catching the bot lane, and we're getting to the point where ornaments are starting to come online. And we all know Ornn, as he scales, he puts little, pieces like you put on the Christmas tree, ornaments. He upgrades your items, makes them way stronger. So that's a ticking time bomb in a game. It's
very much. Rakan looking for an angle right here, a good flash, but still going to get 3 members. Oh my God, Xayah leading in with the auto attack, but Seraphine with a point blank ult in front of the tower. Lots of trading of important abilities right there, but no one falls in the end.
No, but they do pull the Ornn teleport. They beat the flash off of Seraphine and the ult. That's huge. I mean, that flash is not going to be up in time for the Dragon, and TP down means that split push that they had before even more effective now because both Malphite and Sylas's TPs are coming back up.
Absolutely. And they're close to the Baron, but it might be too dangerous to pull this off just yet. This is a trap. A classic prank.
What they're trying to do is they know they don't have teleport advantage, so they're trying to pull them into an area.
Malphite right here definitely could find it. There it is. That's going to be an ult. Only finds one target onto Talon right there. Xayah finding themselves in the backline. Vi diving into the backline, going for the Kai'Sa immediately. Ornhorn being called. He does get the charge off. Doesn't hit any targets, though. Everyone still up. Actually, sorry, nope. Seraphina's fault. Now people start to fall. A 2-for-1 so far. Xayah going forward with those auto attacks. A great flash from PK over the wall. Not sure if he's going to be able to get out. Rakan has spotted him. Gets him with the Q. And a 3-for-1. TVA wins again.
Yeah, Astro Baby does an insane job of going over the blue wall in that fight, ulting the Kai'Sa, and they've recognized Kai'Sa's the damage threat. If we remove Kai'Sa,
a pause.
We have pause.
And this, folks, real quick, this is how you do pauses in the low-budget LCS. Don't pause during a fight, no matter what. Make sure nothing crazy's happen. Then you can go for the pause.
Yes. So good job, teams.
Good job. Yes,
as you were saying, the Vi removing Kai'Sa from the fight and allowing the Sylas and Xayah to freely hit in the fight, to blow up the Viego, who's the real only threat to them, because right now Veigar hasn't stacked enough. He's not really a threat yet. So if you remove Kai'Sa from the fight and your damage is still hitting, by the time, they've bursted through the Viego and Kai'Sa's back in the fight, there's no front line left to protect her.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are. Oh, and the customary stutter after a pause, which I'm always pretty sure will fix itself, but we'll see.
I assume so.
Real quick, thank you so much to the newest investors in the low-budget LCS, MeHigh97 and El Tigre 1296. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Appreciate y'all. Baron has been acquired. It is on 4 of the 5 members of TVA. What do you think the best lane assignments are for TVA to sort of get the most out of this?
You have double teleport right now, but I think 4-1 is probably what they'll do. No one can really match Sylas at this point in the game. It's 2 items, got 10 stacks on the Dark Seal, very strong. So you put him in the side lane, you leave Malphite around with your team to threaten dives. And remember the big point I made earlier about melee champions? Well, it doesn't matter when you have Baron, because the minions will do the work for you. Now,
absolutely,
even your minions will hit the tower and kill it.
100%. and they are putting themselves in a good position to sort of siege down this mid tower. It does look like SNC was, you know, you just in these moments you just toss out abilities. You know, you can throw a non-committal ability out there even if you're outnumbered and just get a little bit of chip damage.
Yeah, you're trying to just dissuade the push, right? Clear the way, make them think twice about it. Because you do have Vigar pushing top, and in this mode, you're saying, okay, we need to scale. We need to get Vigar to a second item. You know, he has the tier fully stacked. He needs to finish the Seraphs. You're saying, we can't contest this dragon. We need gold. Gold right now.
Oh, Ornhorn being called. They found him in the choke point. That's a 3-man knockup. A flash from the Vi getting right into the backline. They have their target. They found their man. PK falls as well. And an instant pick on 3 members of SNC.
That was a very high damage Ornal and great coordination from TVA. I mean, immediate the go button, the Ornal comes out, the flash from Vi. They are all over it. They see 3 people separated. And now they get their cake and eat it too, because they're going to be able to push with the Baron. Vi's going to be able to soul up the Dragon. This is great play from TVA. When you're ahead as an engage comp, this is how you want to play the game.
Dude, Vi has their marching orders. They have, you know, 4 out of 4 times gotten to the back line, ulted that Kai'Sa, and just done their absolute darndest to take them out of the fight. And it is working.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of objective off the map. What was a pretty close game gold-wise ballooned up to a little over a 5K gold lead now. They're on soul point. Gotta be feeling good right now. If you're on the side of SNC, ornaments are being finished. Kai'Sa is getting the upgraded items. You're just hoping for a pick right now. Maybe set up, get yourself a little bit later in the game, because if you can get to late game,
yeah,
Vigar, Ornn, Viego, all these champions are insane in team fights. It's just right now the tempo isn't with them.
It is a really interesting setup we've got here, certainly, of the team that is currently ahead right now absolutely benefits by ending the game as fast as possible. And the team that's behind just has to hold on for as long as they can, and the more minutes in this game, the greater their chances of winning it. Okay, potential engage. Seraphine absolutely stuffing it, but a teleport behind. That's going to be the Malphite flank, and 2 members getting knocked up right there. Ornn will get the charge off, knock up 2 members, but fight lines are all over the place. Kai'Sa's sort of found themselves to safety, but Rakan has absolutely gotten back there. Sirona, though, still surviving, and the back line of SNC is still alive. Sorry about that. The League of Legends client is an absolute nightmare. Back to the spectate. That was a pretty wild fight that SNC was able to escape mostly unscathed from.
Yeah, honor your Ornn, because Malphite gets the ult off onto the backline, but the Ornn ult interrupts the Vi and Silas and everyone else from diving in. So there's time for Kai'Sa to hit the ground, get her feet, and kite back in that fight. And that ends up being the
Vi
difference,
teleporting
right?
to the tower, or Vigar teleporting to the tower, getting absolutely blown up. A little bit more damage than they expected.
Pick. Yeah, you know, has the stopwatch, probably thinks, you know, okay, well, I can get under this tower, I can make a little bit of play and stuff, or not stopwatch, but has the frozen thing. Thanks, you know, maybe if somebody dives me, I can, Everfrost, I have Cage, I'm probably safe from a dive, but there's a lot of dive ability on TVA right now, and that Vi is tanky.
Yes, no, it absolutely is. Yeah, TVA have been acting with 0 hesitation. I've been really impressed. Like you said, the coordination in these dives. Lil Dear Lilia's asking, who did Vi ult? I personally missed it. Did you see who Vi ulted in that last fight?
No, but I'll tell you, hold on.
Oh, hell yeah. This is just as good as a replay, guys. This is the low-budget way of...
I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, just give it some time. We've got our best minds on it.
Just like the Cho'Gath teleport from last week.
Exactly.
Viego did die. I think it was just after the Ornn ult, that was who was in range.
Yes.
So I ulted that. They did get the kill.
Absolutely. Okay, both teams gathering around Baron here. 52 seconds till it comes up. Ornn here in the front line. They've got Seraphine. Kai'Sa's going to be the target. Vi ults the Kai'Sa right here. Veigar comes in. Sorry, the Silas comes in, drops the Seraphine ult. That is a massive wombo combo right there, even with Ornn getting a pretty good knockup. That is still going to be a 4 for 0 in favor of TVA, and they turn their sights to the base.
That's the Malphite dream ult that you want when a team is walking into Baron together and you're able to get the 5-man ult. Also, great job by Astro Baby. The Vial actually invulns the charm from Seraphine because Vi's still in the animation of her ult, so she doesn't actually get charmed.
Wild. Absolutely. Okay, Inhib falling. They've got a bit of a wave. That's going to be Silas diving onto the Vygar right here, absolutely decimating him, get the kill. They go golden to drop tower aggro, and this is going to be it. TVA targeting the towers. No towers left, just the Nexus. And a very, very strong start here from TVA.
Yeah, we said, can they execute on the Malphite by Rakan? And they absolutely can. That was a beautiful job of stacking CC. And early, we were a little bit worried because some of it, the ganks weren't getting off the ground. Some of the things were kind of there. But the Silas ultimately rolled that CS lead into a strong mid game, rolled that into a strong performance throughout the game, and they were able to snowball it into the side lanes and take it home.
Absolutely. Sorry, my client just said that it had to patch for a second.
Me too. I got a patch for like a second.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
it'll fix some things. Who can say? Really a very exciting game. Vega, we talked about this in the very beginning. These are both undefeated teams, and we talked about, okay, one of these teams has to lose the first game, but what we're really interested to see is the adaptations in between game 1 and game 2. Can these undefeated teams take lessons from game 1 and bring them into the game 2 in the draft and in execution? Vega, what do you think there are some things that SNC can do to get a win? And what do you think are some things that TVA has to do to finish this game out?
I think TVA has a clear plan, right? I think their plan they have and what they execute on in game 1 is good. I'm really interested in what SNC does to combat that, because there's a lot of different ways to play engage, right? There's a lot of different engaged champions, but I think the Vygar pick, they kind of used it as a fourth ban, and obviously they like it, but the early game didn't quite go as planned. So I'm interested to see what they do around the mid lane, and I want to see if they stay with the Viego, who had bright spots, or if they opt into a more engaged style jungler themselves to try and get tempo themselves, be the one making the proactive play. Because it felt like in that game, SNC played early game fine, but TVA was always the one being proactive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we really saw that in how a lot of those fights started. Fake Blade Exo says this was just the warm-up game for Dreaded. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see,
hyped.
Dude, what variations will come in. I think that's gonna really set the tone right here in draft. They do say they need a minute, so I'm gonna ask you this question, Vega. What are your feelings on when people microwave ice cream?
They need to be stopped.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, look, I have a saying, I don't yuck yums.
Sure.
So if you like something, sure, as long as you're not harming anybody else. But, you know, I don't know, guys, maybe just, I don't know, eat pudding or something?
I've got a buddy who occasionally casts here on the low budget LCS, actually quite a bit. Bigfoot, I'm sure some people will recognize the name, where when he gets ice cream when we're hanging out, he'll buy a pint of ice cream, he'll put it on the counter for a while, like pushing 30-ish minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. But it was just revealed to me right before I came on stream that he will pop it in the microwave for a while because he likes to get it kind of soupy. And so I said, Bigfoot, why don't you order a milkshake? And he says, because those are really unhealthy. And I lost my fucking mind. It's just extra steps to getting a milkshake.
I feel like if you're... the unhealthy reason doesn't really hold up, right? I mean, like, okay, come on. Let's... If you're eating ice cream, I think health is not the goal anyways. But
dude, I totally agree.
I do agree with, okay, you have like some vanilla ice cream with some chocolate syrup in it, and it's got like 5 minutes to where it's not like hard, and it's a little bit, but I would never put it in a microwave.
Yeah, his part of his reasoning was also that he's like, I don't want to chew my ice cream. But it's just, at a certain point, we then got into the semantics of like...
soup.
Yes.
It's soup. I mean, it's soup.
This is actually exactly where our conversation went. And then we started getting into whether or not people eat soup or drink it, and what, you know, like if you spoon some soup up to your mouth, is that eating it or are you just taking a very small drink? Yeah, also, I agree with a lot of what Chad has been saying. Jamaican Bacon Boy, you can't be friends with this man. I'm thinking about it. I've been friends with him for almost 10 years, and this is a real struggle. Kazadam, just tell him to buy soft serve. Yeah, dude, I know.
Soft serve. That's what that is. Yeah.
It's wild. You're jumping through hoops to create an effect in a worse, and I'll say it, a more dangerous way.
It is dangerous. Yeah. Here's a question. Do you know what a Choco Taco is?
I do know what a Choco Taco is. I 100% have bought them from an ice cream truck back in the day.
Do you think a Choco Taco is a taco?
Oh, dude, you're opening up a huge can of worms here.
Look at them. There's people here I know from other streams that are immediately like,
dude, well, holy shit, Choco Taco, fucking, I did not expect this.
It's a very heated debate.
Alex Chaos ready to throw hands here. Holy shit, Alex. Holy shit, Alex. It's all right. It's all right, my guy. Don't worry about it. All right. People are saying it's a taco. Yikes. Well, it's
not a taco. It's not a taco.
All right. So
there's no tortilla.
Are you going to say it's an ice cream sandwich?
Oh, yeah. It's just a dessert.
Well, now we're getting into the whole is a taco a sandwich argument, which really leads into is a hot dog a sandwich.
I say no. It has to be 2 pieces of bread to be a sandwich, which leads to is a loaf of bread.
Christ
bread sandwich.
Alive. The chat is fucking furious about this.
They're very upset. Draft is happening.
That's true. That is true.
Vermont and Vi have been banned.
Yes, Vermont from Vermouth.
Let me confirm here. I don't think TVA did not change their bans from game 1. This is completely different bans from SNC. They banned Jarvan in the first game. They picked Jarvan themselves in the second game. I like this. You know what? You tried something in the first game. It didn't work out. Okay, forget it. Get Vigar out of the way. We'll just ban it.
Vega, I'm realizing I have to bring something to your attention. Something that we do here in the low budget LCS is there are certain, tags that people can put out or redeem certain things.
Oh, God.
They all mean different things. Usually they're things for the casters to do. There's something called a caster compliment where you compliment the person. There's something called It Takes Two where you drink whatever you're drinking for 10 seconds. But this means war means that whatever the one caster has said, the other caster has to take the exact opposite point of view. And I just got to tell you, man, you are dead wrong about these Choco Tacos.
Look.
Couldn't be more wrong, dude. Listen, Vega, I think you're a smart guy. You clearly got a good head on your shoulders, but it is swiveling too far in either direction for this point.
I will die on this hill.
Dude, you're going to die surrounded by
a taco.
Well, you're going to die surrounded by a bunch of tacos or sandwiches, which I'm not forget which side I'm supposed to be arguing.
Your Choco Taco is a taco.
Choco Taco is a taco? Yes. I'm with whatever Alex K is saying because they seem really upset and I want to be on their side.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the...
Yeah, I don't want to be against them right now. I don't want to fight their grandmother. I'm pretty sure I would lose.
He has a Mexican grandmother who vouched that a Choco Taco is a taco, which realistically I cannot argue.
Yeah, but I think that gives it a lot of credit. And I'm going to say that counts for that was a well-used This Means War. I saw multiple people redeem it.
Look, guys, I've seen what makes you cheer. I don't care about your booze, okay?
Holy shit.
You can't get to me.
Woo!
You can't get to me.
Hell yeah. Fucking hands being thrown from every corner of the ring. God damn.
I've seen what makes you cheer.
Lil Lemon, I am also a Mexican young lady, and a Choco Taco is a taco. Fuck yeah, guys. Forsaken Mythos, you don't care about my booze?
Your booze, yeah, your booze.
Oh, yes.
Oh, PC Jack E-Boy, who's going to be in Raleigh this weekend? I will be, and I'll be doing interviews for the Game House. If anybody wants to stop by, also, we have free stickers that you guys can get from us if you're in Raleigh.
Oh, hell yeah. Fucking hit Vega up for that.
Hit me up for free stickers, guys. These are very different drafts.
Oh,
we have
yeah.
a Kled. We have a
Let's
Kled
do our
and
job
a
for a
Graves.
second. Just for a second.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Game 1, I talked about Pantheon being a potential pick, and we got a Pantheon.
Ooh.
But here's what I think is crazy. I actually think that that's Diana mid and Pantheon top. That's my
Diana
weird...
mid, Pantheon top.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that that's actually what's going to happen here. Because, guys, I sometimes look at the match history of these games.
Guys, Vega knows what's up. I wouldn't bet against him for a lot of things. He's wrong about this taco shit, but don't let that dissuade
you know, we sometimes we just take L's, you know. But I like the Rakan is on the other foot now. So you have Jarvan Rakan now for SNC. So now they have the engage with the Diana that they can pile together. While on the other side, Xayah Thresh, but they have the Kled. And Kled is always one of my favorite champions to play because there is no going back on Kled's ult. You're going, and your team most of the time, even if they just barely click forward, they're being swept away with the Kled ult. So you get a Jarvan Rakan and a Kled. Looks like fun.
You are absolutely spot on that. I gotta say, I'm just redeeming the predictions. I'm handing out those schmeckles from the bet on the last game, and only 36% of people bet on TVA. So some real money was made in that last game, and I'm gonna start a prediction for game 2 here, which is the same sides, which makes my life much easier.
I was gonna comment. Yeah, they didn't switch sides, so this is great.
Dude, you
I don't have
are
to worry
good
too
luck.
about missaying it.
You are good. This is, I think, this is our 4th or 5th time casting together. Only once has a team ever switched sides, so I'm psyched about that.
Okay, we get Thresh, which, for anybody who doesn't know, Thresh is my favorite champion in the game with Thresh main.
Oh, hell yeah.
So anytime Thresh is in the game, I'm hyped. I think Thresh is the best support. You know, disengage, engage, enchanter, harass, you know, assassin support.
Dude, you got to talk to Jackie Boy about that. Jackie Boy is also a high tier support as well.
Awesome. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I hit diamond last week for the first time.
Dude, congratulations.
I'm really hyped about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped about it.
Oh my god, man, that's awesome.
I played Lulu a lot this season, so no one judge me. But yeah,
nah, dude. Listen, whatever
look,
you gotta do
I want
to
to
get
win.
there.
Enchanters are good.
Yeah, and you wield them with skill. Lots of champs are good, but if you don't bring the best out of them, you know, what are we doing?
Exactly. Only flashing in to get knockups with Lulu ult, right?
Hell
That's
yeah.
the way she's played.
Dude, of course. I don't know any other way. Jesus.
That hurt my brain for a second.
Yeah. Did you see that too? The Thresh thing?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like in my head, like trying to sound it out for a second, and like this is hurting.
Yeah. Thresh. I'll say this: Tress and the Emerald Sea. Excellent book. Brandon Sanderson just came out. One of the 4 secret novel projects that are coming out this year, and it was really good. It's a great fairy tale.
Fresh. I will say, I like Rakan a lot too. Both these bot lanes are really fun because they both scale really well and they both have engaged supports. Thresh can do a lot of fun things against Rakan. So Rakan really has to find like angles because obviously Flay and Hook both are interrupts. It's hard for Rakan to ult and walk through the box. So Thresh can kind of stand on top of his carries in the fight, drop the box to make it really hard to be engaged onto. So a lot of times with Rakan, Jarvan, you're going to have to find like flanking angles to get into the backline. And Vel'Koz Xayah can pelt out a lot of damage if they're not touched. So I like the kind of the shoes on the other foot this game, where SNC is the one who wants to engage and do stuff. And we get to see on the other side of TVA kind of wants to be the kite back, disengage. And then once they, you know, eat that initial engagement, re-engage with the Kled and things like that and, you know, chase them down.
No, absolutely.
Another friend.
Also, Sonra, thank you so much for being the newest investor in the low-budget LCS. The Egg Robber as well. Thank you both for being the newest investors. We will see you at the board meetings in Vermont at the Denny's. You got to go around back, talk to our buddy Todd. He's the assistant manager. He'll let you in. Pancakes are on us. And also, Lol Lemon gifting a tier 1 sub to Kazadum. It's a very generous chat today. Y'all are backing each other up. On my way to the meeting. Hell yeah, Egg Robber. We'll see you there. More AP Varus. Good suggestion. We're gonna listen. You're a board member now, so we're gonna take that into account.
This is a long-running feud. I have a lot of feuds between me and the Egg Robber.
Sure.
That I hate AP Varus.
Interesting.
I'm a Varus AD carry purist. On hit AD carry Varus. You build Kraken like the forefathers intended.
Oh shit. We got a raid coming in. Itty Bitty Banshee, thank you so much. Lots of my streamer abandoned me. Please take care of me. We will take great care of you. Welcome to the Low Budget LCS. We are going into game 2 of an absolutely excellent series. It's a best of 3 with 2 undefeated teams in our commercial league. That's going to be about that gold plat average, and this game 2 is going to be absolutely fire. So welcome to the stream, guys. Y'all are blowing up chat right now.
Thank you, guys. You're all so sweet, except for all the people that are saying mean things to me about Choco Tacos or AP Vars.
Yeah, before you guys showed up, Vega decided to spend his time picking a lot of fights with people in the chat. Pretty much for like 5 minutes straight.
It's engagement. I'm engaging.
Engagement. Fucking fury, creating fury, rioting in the streets with Choco Tacos. What's up? Oh, is Shartaram? Or is that after Shantaram, the book? That's my favorite book. Zin Money, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate the hell out of that. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Vega, any more thoughts on this match we've got coming up? 30 seconds. Which comp is speaking to your soul right now?
I really liked the way that TVA played game 1. I have a lot of faith in the Xayah. They weathered the storm bot lane. But if I had to just pick blind comps, didn't know who was playing them, SNC's comp is the one I like. I like engage comps. I like when you're the proactive team and you make the enemy team react. And we got Diana mid, so I'm happy that was correct. Yeah, I'd say SNC's comp I like better right now. But, I mean, as we saw at TVA last game, they're very good at executing the second they get any kind of lead.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what SNC took out of game 1, what they're going to bring to the table here, and if they can capitalize on their composition's plan. And you know what? We are going to be here right alongside you guys through this whole game. Unless the stream explodes. Always got to throw that out there. It's always a possibility. My computer is not the most reliable creature in the world, but
Did you it closed the Discord stream again? I don't know why it does.
Of course it did. Oh yeah, that's that fun new thing that it does.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're in another game now. Sorry, I'm closing this.
Yeah, it's
we're still here.
Temperamental at best. All right, perfect. We are back. Game 2, TVA versus SNC. And we have got some classic defensive measures on display here. A 5-point defense versus a death bush.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a weird rant about comps for a second.
Do it, man.
So we always talk about, I always say I love teamfight comps. And one of the reasons I like teamfight comps is when you're the team that is being proactive and you're ganking and you're forcing fights and you're doing things like that, you're forcing the enemy team to be reactive, right? And when you are all being proactive and you know what your job is, team fighting, it's really easy to be on the same page, right? You're like, okay, we dive, we kill them, that's the plan. But when you're reactive, there's so much more chance for mistake, right? Like, oh, maybe one person thinks we should engage back, or maybe one person thinks we should disengage, or we think we should run this way, and they think they should run this way. So when you're proactive, I think you force your enemies into more situations of making mistakes. So that's why I really like picks like the Jarvan and last game, the Vi and Malphite, because you force, the enemy team to have to react in seconds in the same way.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I do, who do you think comes out in the end when it comes to scaling? We've seen how effective TVA has been able to leverage these this early game, but is SNC in a situation again where they can just try to hold out and win late game?
I don't think either one has like an overt insane advantage. Pantheon obviously something a lot of people would look to as not a great scaling champion, but anytime you have like team
look at this
comps,
gank up here. Speaking of proactive and reactive, Jarvan coming in here making a play, a flash away from the Kled there. early on. Not even 2 minutes, 30 seconds. We got summoner spells being cast. There it is, the flash. The hook does land, but no flay to follow up. But still some incredible damage. The Ignite goes down from the Thresh right there. I think TVA is going to be happy with that trade.
Yeah, we love that. If you miss the play, it's okay. He makes up for it with the hook. It's perfect. And they get a lot of chunk out there, which gives them obviously a big prio and bot. They just saw the gank top, so they're free to go for that play, right? They know the jungler's not on the bot side of the map.
Absolutely. And I would even, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't try to kill your laners, but there is something to be said when you get someone really low. You can probably zone them out of more gold because they don't want to die than if they had died and come back at full health and with maybe like an extra pot. So, you know, we'll see. They could still gain a huge advantage from a chunk like that.
Yeah, and especially Jinx. You want to offset Jinx from getting to that 3-item power spike as early as you can, right? So if Jinx is pushed in lane and forced to miss EXP and, you know, farm and oh, we're going to go 4-man
Graves absolutely coming down. Thresh walking up. Let's see if the hook lands. Absolutely slaps onto Rakan right here. He's going to have to dash away. Makes it back to his ADC. They will make it to safety.
Yeah, I love this. They're saying, you know, Jarvan went top because Pantheon does a lot of damage early in the game. You want to get Pantheon ahead, obviously. But they're saying, you know what, we're going to put our bot lane super far ahead, give them a free lane, and this wave is pushing back into TVA.
Yeah, absolutely. This Thresh, I mean, I can hear the Jaws music in my head as they hover in this bush. They are absolutely terrifying. Now, Flash is down on this Kled. To capitalize on that, you gotta do something about it. But Kled, still kind of hard to kill. The man can remount. You know, he's got 2 health bars. It's a little bit tricky, but they've got to make that play up there pretty soon.
Yeah, and what's annoying about it is when he dismounts, if he's CC'd while mounted and then dismounts, the CC falls off. So for a lot of these, you know, you're initially bursting, you're trying to stack your CC to keep him there, and then he just, you know, hops off and waddles away.
Right.
I do really like this from Jarvan because his bot lane his bot lane's gotten pressured a lot here, and they need to push this wave in, right? Because the wave's not in a very good space for them. Oh, a little bit of trading here, but...
Little bit. Always hard to tell where these are going to go. Kled, maybe going to get dismounted. One more auto would do it, but they're going to be happy with how that went.
Yeah. So, as I say, Jarvan covering the bot lane lets them freely push this wave in. So they know, you know, if Graves shows up, at least their jungler's here to protect them.
Absolutely. And I really like this play as well because I think SNC had some trouble last game where their main scaling champion, that Vigar, was put behind really far. And they're saying, okay, Jinx, this is who we're indexing a lot of hope into. If we have to have an insurance plan for the late game, okay, Diana going to dash in right here onto the Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz surviving the initial burst, going to throw some abilities back and has Graves coming for backup as well. Spotted on a ward. Doesn't look like that's going to turn into anything else. But Jinx is getting that support from their team. They know they need this champion to scale up. They know they're going to need those rockets come mid to late game, and they seem intent on getting them.
Yeah, and this is...
Love that. Just hook to the face. Talon's like, yeah, fucking fine. I'm here to take these.
Yeah, you always want Rakan to be the one because he has 2 stacks of the E and can always dash out. So good Rakans, like Talon here, always will eat the CC, you know, because it's safe for them to dash back out.
Rakan going to dive in right here. Thresh is going to walk up. He's got the hook. It lands onto the Jinx. That's the target he wants. There's going to be the exhaust tossed out as well as the flay. Xayah trying to walk up, but exhausted too. Both ADCs exhausted. There's the zap, but ooh, this is a lot of damage. Very low health bars. Who's going to get this? The Ignite gets dropped onto Jinx as well. Could she get excited? The flash forward. One more rocket should do it. Nope, one more rocket should do it. That's going to be the last rocket right there. Now they turn onto Thresh. Jinx looking to get this double kill right here. The zap goes wide. Thresh trying to walk out of there. Does he have it? That's going to be Rakan getting the kill. Cut up to the top lane. Kled remounting. Graves here too. We're finding ourselves in a 2v2. That's going to be level 6 caught by Kled just at the last second there. Definitely a level advantage and using the ult right away. Diving out of the Jarvan, a flash back into tower range. A flash away from the Pantheon. But Vel'Koz trying to cut around, trying to do some geometry. Can they do the math? They absolutely can. They paid attention in class. And now Jarvan, SNC PK in a little bit of trouble right here. Going to flag and drag onto the Graves. Maybe going to do it. Absolutely the top lane trickery in high effect. A double kill for Jarvan.
That one, I mean, that's insane. So much happening across the map right there. Bot lane gets a lead. Great investment down there from Jarvan, helping them push that wave in so it bounces back out. They're able to get a kill. But then meanwhile on the top lane, Kled looks like he's finally going to get an advantage. Graves is there to gank, but Jarvan there for the perfect counter gank. And then Vel'Koz roams up to catch the Pantheon. They try to re-dive the Jarvan under the tower. Unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. Vel'Koz wasn't quite there yet. They're a little bit aggressive with the dive. So all in all, a 4-2 lead, but only about 100 gold.
It's crazy. There. We saw this in game 1 too. Some really wild plays from each side. And then the dust settles, and it's just 100 gold difference across the team. But, I mean, just like game 1, they just have to keep slamming away, and one of these teams is going to get the advantage.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as these waves are caught, because the gold...
Hook lands onto Jinx right there. Doesn't go in for the flay as Rakan engages onto the Xayah. Trying to walk away. Xayah only level 5. She does not have her defensive ability. That ult that would keep her safe is not here. Rakan waiting for those cooldowns. Will dive in. That's going to be... Everybody gets knocked up, but nobody goes low enough.
Well, Diana's lurking.
Oh, nums. Hiding in the bush.
The
oh, there it is. You called it. Absolutely excellent execution. They get it with the ignite, and they trade their life for it, but absolutely fantastic fingering on that play.
Yeah, and that's going to be Dragon also. That's outstanding play. Diana getting 2 kills. You absolutely are okay with trading that for Thresh getting a kill. Good response here by Astro Baby to get the Rift Herald on top side, but it is not what you want to see with a Jinx getting pressure and kills and things like that. But like we said, they're the priority team. They have the engage, right? They're the team that gets to press the go button.
Absolutely. You heard me, Sandbag. Yeah, they get the dragon as well. First dragon of the game. It's going to be Infernal next unless the client is lying to me. And uh-oh is right. Vel'Koz in some trouble here. Nice maneuvering away from the Pantheon ult. Let's see if Diana or Pantheon can catch up. Look at this. Jinx actually walking around to cut him off. Throw some traps out. Rakan, absolutely massive. Kled is here for the backup, but it's going to be a 3v5 right here, even with the front line. Vel'Koz absolutely crushing it from the back line here. Not enough to kill PK on the other side of Flash over the wall. They will get the shutdown and the kill. Kled still causing trouble here, and now low health bars on the side of SNC. That is going to be Jinx falling in the very end, and a flash forward and another hook from the Thresh. This guy just can't miss, and a double kill for Kled.
Absolutely insane fights, non-stop, and just like that, it swings back to TVA. An outstanding play there. They're 2v4 kiting, but Jinx a little bit quick on trying to get the flank there, and they're able to engage, get a lot of damage down on her, so she's forced to kite out of the fight early. And then from there, Kled and Graves just do so much work surviving in that fight and getting damage out.
Dude, and that flash over the wall from the Vel'Koz and the early activation on their Q, that was really...
insane.
Dude, a real heads-up play from that Vel'Koz. Veigar really showing that they know how to operate this champion. Even if they don't get their hallmark champion from which their account is named for, they can still cause a lot of trouble. God, I love a good Lantern. That is just so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's something to be said, like, if your name's Veigar, people know you play it. You're probably getting a lot of practice on other champions and scrims and stuff like that, because you're probably not getting to play that a lot.
Yeah, no one wants to know why you decided to name your champion, your account after a champion. It's never good for the enemy team. I once played on a team in the low budget LCS called the Rose Bros. What's up? Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I thought Diana was going in on someone. We were the Rose Bros. We lost every single game in our season. It was incredible, but we did have a guy on our team named Alawi Wowie, and he was really good at Alawi. He did have to change his name after the first couple games because it was just banned all the time.
That's amazing.
Oh,
it's a good name too.
Dude, it was a great name. It was fantastic. Look at this. Diana going right here in on the Veigar. Knows he's a threat, but Diana, this is what your job is, and they can absolutely execute. Look at this. Jinx nearsighted. Okay, we're going to have a 3v3 junglers and bot lanes. There it is. That's going to be the Jarvan ult. The rocket goes in. Can Jinx get excited? All the exhaust being dropped. Jinx gets excited. She's getting her auto attack. Switch back to her minigun, trying to go for the Xayah back here. The zap lands. That's going to be Graves going down. Actually, a double kill for the Jarvan, and Jinx picks up that last kill. Very clean from SNC.
Yeah, very good play. Both games realistically around the bot lane. They've done a really good job accelerating the bot lane. The difference this game is the Diana in mid lane has gold. Last game, Veigar got behind, wasn't able to pressure. This game is able to pressure the Vel'Koz in lane. Doesn't have flash, so able to attack that with the Diana ult. And honestly, this game, I mean, each one of these bloody as can be.
Dude, I gotta say, for the people who joined us in between games, TVA The strength that SNC is displaying right now is exactly what TVA was doing in game 1. And it is awesome to see these teams sort of learn and adapt in between. I know it's the caster curse and I probably just fucked them, but oh, Pantheon going in right here. Will the remount happen? Kled going for it. He gets back on. Oh, that was close.
All for fun, you know. Yeah, you still have the teleport. It's okay. You know, Pantheon just saying, yeah, you gotta try. You gotta try.
It's whatever.
Oh, this is gonna get some damage.
Nice Rift Herald play. Right down here. Get that tower. Can we see it? All right. I guess we just get to see a ward get cleared. Okay. All right. Tower not destroyed. Jarvan getting hooked right there up in the top lane. Kled really going for the kill under the tower. He is gonna get it. Skarl giving him all the health he needs, but bot lane perseveres.
Yeah, dragon spawning in about 45 seconds here. It is a fresh buy from the Jinx, Rakan, and Jarvan, which does matter a lot. There hasn't been any gold spent yet. Oh,
that zap
not
was
quite
so
on the
close.
Zap. Very close. Great job by Diana being able to pressure this lane in, too. Almost 3 plates taken off here.
Dude, this game is like neck and neck still.
Okay.
Everyone is still in it.
Last game was neck and neck until the 3rd dragon fight, and it looks like we're going to get it maybe at the 2nd dragon fight in this game. So I want to see, because TVA
Holy
team
shit. That was a blind hook, guys. Almost landed on Jinx.
Ooh. The TVA's team fighting in game 1 was really good.
Oh, look at this dive right on the Vel'Koz. This is exactly who they need to pick. Really, really good rocket from Jinx there. Oh, look who's gone fishing. Thresh grabs that Diana. They don't pull the trigger, but still an impressive play.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to let them know that you can hook them. You know, just put the fear out there. If I wanted to, I could hook you right now.
Absolutely. I mean, a comped? A camped? TVA a comp. The Thresh has been landing some great hooks, showing real mastery over this champion.
Very competent at Thresh.
Ah, look at this guy. That was good. That was good. Off the dome.
That's my one of the night. There you go. There
perfect. You got to get one in. You got to get one in at least.
I will say it is important. TVA got the dive top. Like, Kled was able to get the solo kill top. So all is not lost during that play because Kled is going to become unmanageable.
Pantheon could find themselves in a 2v1 right here. Astro Baby coming around. Pantheon getting targeted here by the Kled. Everyone's going for it. That's the Grave Salt and a very clean kill from TVA here.
Yeah, as we said, the Kled can become unmanageable very fast. You know, Hazard the Go button can pull you back in, and Pantheon is not known to scale extremely well. So this is something that SNC is going to have to pay attention to. I think they're going to want to pull fights into 5v5ing a lot more as this game goes on, because the longer they leave Pantheon in that side lane, the more possible it is for Kled to abuse that 1v1 matchup now that he's ahead.
Absolutely. And, you know, the nature of 5v5 team fights is as a game evolves, you start to look at how strong your teammates are and what toolkits they've got. And at the end of the day, your team is just a toolbox. And the question is, does TVA have the tools to get to this Jinx, to halt this Diana, to make sure that Jarvan doesn't get that disruption down? And right now, it seems like their best tool is Kled. I don't know how many problems he can solve. Speaking of, let's see if he can solve these two right here. Jarvan and Pantheon, 2v1, dismounted from Skarl. Let's see, he's got to get those auto attacks off to build Skarl back up, but he will be taken down by the Pantheon, and a shutdown.
Yeah, that's huge. There's not anything to trade on the other side. That's what's most important here. They're going to pressure mid, but Diana and Jinx should be able to keep... Oh!
Holy God! Christ in heaven, that's going to be a great rocket. Diana going in, that's the exhaust as well, but Xayah will find themselves in a little bit too much trouble right there. Graves almost picking up a cheeky kill on the back end of that, but wins all over the map for SNC.
Yeah, that's massive. They get the top, they're able to save mid, and not just save mid, they're able to get 2 kills there. The Jinx 4, 1, and 6 now. Very strong in this game. It's going to scale extremely fast. Right now, if you're TVA, you're hoping, you're trying to set Kled up for success. Right now, the other parts of the map are in dangerous position. There's no flash on the Vel'Koz. Xayah's ult is down. There's a lot of, ability to be engaged on the map. And one good thing that you love when you're a team that wants to engage is having a dragon lead. Because guess what happens when you get to 3rd and 4th dragon? TVA kind of has to come to those dragons. So you get a little bit of a free engage tool.
The siren song of neutral objectives. Absolutely. And they will bring the full force of this Jinx. As Khazadam said, 3-1 Jinx at 15 minutes is going to hit like a truck soon. You are absolutely right. Sandbag Jinx is going to back and buy the kitchen sink. Absolutely true.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Owl gets purchased.
Yeah, we've got the Kraken Slayer.
BF.
Ooh. Interesting. What are we going here
IE,
with the
I think
agility?
IE second?
Oh, yes, IE, of course. In my head,
it could be
Kraken Slayer and IE
Bloodthirster
were the same
too,
for a second.
but it could be Bloodthirster, but I doubt it's Bloodthirster.
I think you're
now builds
right.
are weird.
Yeah. I think you're right.
My old
with that,
brain
IE.
can't think about Bloodthirster giving crit, but it does now.
I'm right there with you. Great Lantern, if for no other reason than once again looks cool. Kled wants this 1v1. They are more than happy to fight for it. Question is, can they take this Pantheon out?
I want to see. Hold on.
I don't know if that's possible. They're going to go in. Let's see the connect. They get the pullback. Pantheon choosing to take this fight. Just trying to get some damage on. Working towards dismounting Kled. Got some vision wars happening down here by the Dragon Pit. Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. It is, of course, Ocean Soul. So we've got some more bushes on this map right here. A little bit. Ooh, Graves, Rakan. Anyone could engage at any moment here. The question is, are the pieces in place? Dragon number 3.
The vision jockeying has begun. Ooh.
Oh, that's another another hook out there. The classic hypothetical hooks.
It's the mental hook. You know, he's letting you know. Walk back, you're probably gonna get hooked. But this is great setup for SNC. If using their gold lead to kind of bully around here. Kled is gonna come down for this. Pantheon does have teleport, though.
Absolutely, Rakan going in. This could be a pick onto the Graves. That's going to be the jungler. Oh, if they're able to get out, that's going to be huge. Kled coming in here as well. Let's see fight lines start to be managed. TVA coming in. Vel'Koz finding themselves in a bush. Darvin going way big in the back line. That's going to be a Jinx rocket, but Jinx almost very close to dead. Jinx gets taken down. Holy shit, this is an absolutely huge turn. SNC getting absolutely routed here. Off the back of the strength of this Vel'Koz and Num Nums running for it, but Kled is going to chase them down. It's going to take a minute here, but I believe this is going to result in a kill and the dragon getting taken. Oh my god. Vega, what just happened?
What is it with TVA and the third dragon of the game? I don't know. The team fighting, it just feels like SNC burned all their engage, but wasn't able to get a kill. And then it's just that easy for TVA to turn. They say, you know, they don't have the flash, you know, Rakan ult. They don't have the Diana ult anymore. Jinx is walking forward to try and help. You know, they're able to get this nice engage on them, blow up the Jinx instantly, and then there's no damage follow-up.
Dude, yeah, no, absolutely agree. Jinx may have been a little bit too far up trying to fight forward into that bush, and that Vel'Koz just got to sit there and get the full charge of their ult off after Rakan. You know, they tried to make this pick onto Graves, which I think makes a lot of sense. Dragons coming up, take out the jungler. But maybe the vision wasn't as secure as it could have been. More importantly, fight lines were a little bit scattered. They still had the Graves on the side. It wasn't quite the front-to-back picture that Jinx wants to be in. And you're absolutely right. Key parts of the engage were used, and now we find ourselves with TVA with an advantage. They are going to go for a pick right here. Let's see if they can get it onto this Thresh, trying to feed another kill to the Jinx. That's going to be one more rocket should do it, but Pantheon is going to take that kill, put some gold into his pockets. He needs it right now to even out the score a little bit. Baron may be a play, or do you think they're going to try and pick Kled?
Got vision control. They very least could bait them into a fight here. 4v5.
They are going to start Baron up now that Thresh is down. Let's see if there's any response, but here's the thing. Kled's going to ult in. Diana's not here for this fight. Really nice from, oh my god, Darvin. I didn't even know you could do that. Kled going to be dismounted. They're trying to find themselves front to back. Vel'Koz here as well. His name is Veigar. It's so confusing. That's going to be the ult drop. So much damage, and it might actually win them this fight. Jinx still alive. Rakan doing everything he can. If Jinx can get excited, they can do something, but there's not enough time. Jinx falls in the end, and a fadeaway shot from the Graves. Diana diving in. Can they do the cleanup? But they might not have the damage. And now, once again, back-to-back, in under 2 minutes, we see TVA rising from the ashes, taking this Baron and getting everything they want.
Yeah, that was an amazing job. It's 4v5. It looked really grim initially when Kled got caught by the Jarvan, and I thought, oh gosh, they're going to be able to burst this out. Jinx gets excited, but Kled lives for so long. Gets the whip off, heals a ton off everybody being around him, gets the dismount to buy more time, and by then, Vel'Koz is there, Zaya's there. They're untouched because all the engage tools have been burned. And unfortunately, Diana wasn't quite with them when that started, so they weren't able to pile that CC on like they would want to.
Dude, this is my fault. I said some good shit about SNC. I fucking caster cursed them. This is my bad, guys.
It's both of us. It's both of us.
You're right.
I talked about how much I love the comp and how well they were playing it.
What were we doing? We almost had a great best of 3 here. We'll see. We'll see. We can't.
It's still possible. There's still Jinx with gold.
Totally.
And anytime, if Jinx gets excited in that fight, it very well could be a very different fight.
And if we've learned anything now that we've acknowledged the caster curse, it will now reverse itself.
Yes.
God, I wish we could use this
Because we're caster
for
cursing
anything else than League of Legends. Nice escape here from Diana. Just felt like they didn't want to take that fight on. Respect.
Yeah. Now the game's in a weird spot because now you've lost back-to-back fights as SNC, so your willingness to engage probably goes down. But unfortunately, that's kind of what your comp does.
Yes.
You almost have to play it that way. We'll see if they still have the confidence to force engage, because I really do feel like some of these fights have been super close. If they get the initial pick off in either of these fights, they're completely different.
Jinx needs to get excited.
Yeah, she has IE now, which is big.
Yes, absolutely. But her meteoric rise has sort of stunted a little bit, and they need to sort of get another win. Oh my God.
Yeah, she's in like low orbit right now.
Yes.
Hasn't quite broken out of
Needs to get to the stratosphere.
What's it called? The right now, I was gonna make a space joke, but there's a fight.
Oh, holy shit! Absolutely great engage right here. Pantheon coming to play as well. And exhaust. Kled's wrapping around the back. Oh my God, SNC could find themselves in a lot of trouble because Jinx is not here. Do they have the damage? That's gonna be Diana diving in, going into the backline, absolutely interrupting the Vel'Koz. Huge play right there, but they do die for it. Rocket misses the Xayah by just a hair. That probably would have been a kill for Jinx. And a much needed one, but they've got Baron. The hook lands onto the Jinx. That is everything Thresh wanted once again. He doesn't miss with the hooks, and he's proven it time and time again. This is another win for TVA as they chase this Rakan down.
Yeah, another fight. It just feels like SNC not quite on the same page when that started. I see what they're going for. They see somebody out of place, but the Lantern saves the time, allows Graves to reposition, re-engage the fight with the Kled flanking, and right now TVA is just playing this out outstandingly.
Dude, and Diana, I think, did their job remarkably well. They got to the back line. They interrupted this Vel'Koz. They stopped the ult. They forced the Zhonyas. It was everything they needed, but Jinx wasn't there for the fight. They didn't have that damage. The rocket ended up missing the target that it needed to hit right there. And they need to reassess how they pull these fights off because SNC is definitely behind right now.
Oh, yeah. I do have so much respect for SNC just committing to what their comp does. Though.
Hell yeah.
Saying, we're playing a pick comp. We need to get them. We need to engage. We need to find people out of position. It's just slivers of health people are surviving in these fights.
Yeah, absolutely. The target is always living by a hair. And if that person goes down, I think we start to see some radically different ends to these fights. But now SNC has to reach into their toolbox and say, okay, what tools do we have to address the big problem people on the side of TVA, which in my mind right now is the Vel'Koz and the Kled.
Yeah, exactly. The Vel'Koz on an 18 stack Mesh Eyes right now is going to deal a lot of damage and will become increasingly more of a threat if they don't deal with it soon. Does have the Zhonyas, so has little self-protection, but you are trying to get Jinx to a third item, right?
Yes.
Jinx in these fights, even though she's fed, she's still not 3-item Jinx. She's just accelerated to that point. And I think a lot of times, I do it myself casting, is I look at her and I'm like, oh, she's so strong right now, but she's still Jinx. She's still scaling. She's not quite where we want her to be yet. And when she gets to 3 items and she's able to actually deal some damage to, this front line, I think the fights can go a little bit better. But the problem is TVA going to give them the time to get there.
Right. And if we learned anything about TVA from game 1, it's that, no, that goes counter to everything, every aspect of the way that they play. They are fast, they are fierce, they pull the trigger on these fights with no hesitation.
Absolutely. I mean, last game, they got a gold lead, they never looked back. In this game, same thing. Third Dragon, they win a team fight, and they just have not looked back.
Yeah, and a great switch from them as well on the side of TVA from playing defensively to playing offensively. That's really a hallmark of the comms that this team's got going on, clearly, is that they just switch mindsets immediately.
Yeah, they recognize that they need to wait for another team to make a mistake. You know, when they're behind, they're saying, okay, we play for them to make a mistake, and then we punish that mistake. And just like that fight at Dragon, they're unable to get the kill as SNC on the engage, and immediately TVA punishes that.
Absolutely. And now we're in one of those breathing moments in games where there's nothing to fight over for this moment. Baron is coming up soon, but these teams are just trying to say, okay, how do we stall the game? How do we end the game?
Yeah.
And Kled might be trying to do that through a 1v1 3-level advantage on this Pantheon, and we are seeing it in the health bars as well. Kled is ripping through Pantheon. Great flash right there. Brings him under tower, but with the Scarl, he's going to be fine.
Yeah,
Hook lands onto Jarvan. This guy. I mean, Thresh has been, you know, it's been Hook City right here.
That is a tanky Graves.
I maintain it's a tanky Graves.
Got a frozen heart.
Oh, they're starting Baron? Okay, we've got to pause. I maintain that the most dangerous hook is the hook never thrown. But Akampt is quickly showing me that that's just an excuse because I miss all the hooks I throw. And that the most dangerous hook is the hook that hits.
Yeah, it's like when the Blitzcrank presses W and starts running fast in lane, and he hasn't hooked yet, and you're like, okay, he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Yeah, it's the anxiety, but yeah, Akampt has hook off cooldown all the time because they just land their hook and it comes back.
Absolutely. Also, thank you so much, newest investors of the low-budget LCS, Brett Ups and Shenanigans. Thank you so much. Y'all are both now members of the board. I would like to invite you to the meetings in Vermont at the Denny's. You got to go around back, talk to our buddy Todd. He's the assistant manager, recently promoted. He'll let you in. Pancakes are on us. Now, Sandbag, we got Sun Tzu on the mic. Yes, a faux Sun Tzu, at the very least. Baron is, they're burning it down right now. And I'm pretty sure, you think SNC knows it's happening?
I think they have to have some kind of idea. They know they're in the area. TVA's done a great job of maintaining vision control over here to make it really hard for SNC to ever walk in. And there's still some time on this Pantheon.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're just gonna let this go down pretty reasonable. If you're not winning the fights right now, in the opposite of what we were saying before, you know, the same is true where TVAs could be lured to these neutral objectives, so could SNC, and they've got to be conscious of where their strength is right now. And with a 10k gold lead, TVA's got to be feeling the power.
Yeah, they've got the Baron buff. They have, really importantly, side lane priority, because Kled can't really be matched by any one person at this point in the game. Extremely strong, and the 4-man ball for TVA is extremely strong also. There's a lot of poke to move people off of towers. But it's always dangerous against an engage comp to walk up to towers. So we'll see if SNC can get that miracle engage to bring the game back.
Absolutely. Kazadam, yes, free pancakes. Although it seems like Egg Robber's going to make some for you. That's pretty nice of him. Dragon, Pit, absolutely warded up by TVA. And SNC, you know, they're just going to take a step back. They're just going to collect farm where they can. They're just going to collect this gold as the prevailing wisdom is. You know, play for the late game, scale as much as you can, and see what happens with it. But yeah, 20 seconds till this next dragon comes up.
Yeah, and I don't hate, if they don't contest this dragon, I don't hate that call. Because, honestly, it's not soul. It is soul point. It always feels bad to give away a free objective, but you're still waiting on a few items, right? You're still wanting to get a couple more items on your carries before you take that huge fight at the end. Jinx does hit 3 items during this, so they may be feeling confident with that.
Yeah.
But, honestly, walking into the blind jungle against this enemy team, the Thresh who's been hitting hooks, it's a dangerous proposition. So I do like this, you know, just get some farm, try to get some levels, wait for, you know, your perfect engage.
Absolutely. And that Jinx rocket, what that says to me is we know they're going to take these objectives. That's fine. Weather the storm. It's not Soul. It's not Elder. Throw the rocket out there. See if you can get a cheeky steal. If so, we'll be happy about it. If not, what can you do? And let's just weather out this Baron.
Yeah, they do have a little bit of time left on the Baron, so... Ooh.
Pantheon going to jump in, but... I mean, that Kled is just a brick shithouse at this point.
The Vel'Koz damage.
Oh my God,
stuck
yes.
under tower against Vel'Koz, not very fun.
No, it's not. It's pretty much the ideal circumstance for Vel'Koz to just throw this poke out, and we know that Veigar knows how to hit this poke. So they're just going to sort of go at it. Really masters of skill shots, this team. The Thresh hooks, the Vel'Koz Qs right here. It's really coming together for TVA.
Yeah, they're playing this out outstandingly, and they've pretty much shown through the whole series. If you give them a lead, they will sprint away with it. They will take that lead and expand it. Oh.
100%. Jarvan going forward. Seems like they're thinking about this. But they'll back off.
But yeah, not much to get there. Vel'Koz is so hard. I mean, he lays down, I don't know Vel'Koz's ability names. He lays down that thing on the ground. It does a lot of damage.
Yeah, that purple ground.
Yeah, the little rift thing.
Yeah, angry ground that gets angrier again a couple seconds later.
Yeah, and then the splitting orbs and the bouncy castle. That's Vel'Koz's move. And then the big laser. That's all of his moves.
Yep, that sounds like his kit to me. Once again, low budget, folks. You get what you paid for.
Void Rift. Okay, that's the W. Today I learned.
Forsaken Mythos says it is actually called that thing on the ground. Okay, so we are right about that. This is good. This is
it's
good.
in the
Thank
lore.
you, Mythos. It is in the lore.
It's in the lore.
Little known fact, we're both writers for the lore of Riot Games. So
it's true.
You can thank us for the thrilling stories that...
The only champion I don't know a lot of champions. I know Thresh's ult is called the box because it's just easy and
no way. Wait, is that what it's really called?
Yeah, it's just called the box. I click Thresh and hover his ult. It's just the box.
That's beautiful. No, I believe you. That's incredible.
It's he's easy. You know, Death Sentence, the Lantern, Play, and the box.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I know those. I know Jinx's Zap, and then I know Rockets and Miniguns, and then
Flame Chompers.
Flame Chompers.
Super Mega Death Rocket.
Flag and Drag, but that's just the term for it. I don't know what the actual abilities are called from Jarvan. Pantheon in a lot of trouble right here. They're going to go in on him. He's going to do what he can with his shield, but that is a lot of damage coming out. And Kled coming here into the mid lane, really just trying to make it happen. Going to dive in. Not sure if they'll be able to make it out, though. Jarvan doing a great job of their own impression of the box. We don't know what these things are called. Rockets going down. That was actually exactly what SNC needed, I think, to survive this push. Right now, Pantheon for Kled. That's a good trade.
Yeah, you definitely take that. And the gold onto the Jinx. So we saw even there was dealing a lot of damage. The question will be, can they do anything on the map ahead of this Baron? Unfortunately, they're down 2 inhibs and the waves are not in the best positions. It's like they are going to walk on try and get some vision.
You know, the good thing about inhibs being down is that if you've got something like Jinx, you can start to funnel gold into her. And Jinx has 4 items now.
Yeah, she's strong. I mean, if she gets excited in a fight, she's going to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're playing for the correct angle here. Yeah, really.
Now I'm like stuck thinking of champion names,
dude. What's Zaya's ult? Can I just click on
Featherstorm?
Featherstorm. All right. Listen,
I know
our casting's going to get better in real time.
Yeah,
that's the joy of amateur leagues. This Baron's getting burned down so fast.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit. TVA. Oh, that rocket. Okay, Jarvan does go in. Wait a second. Are they going to... They're not close enough to do something about this. Jarvan does make his way out, though. Hold on. Teleport coming through. Hook doesn't land. This is all about Jinx. Jinx has to live on the back line if SNC has a chance to live at all, but they are able to stunt this engage. Jinx does get excited. Holy shit. A 1-for-1 so far. That's going to be Diana taking down Kled now. The front line for TVA. Vel'Koz down to a third, actually. These rockets could do a big job. That's going to be a massive ult from Vel'Koz. A flash away for Jinx. Jinx survives. It's just the 2v3, the 2v4 right now. If Jinx can get excited, one more ult should do it. One more rocket will do it. Jinx is excited. Jinx gets the kill. She switches to minigun. Oh my god, she actually lives through it. The only person left alive. Wait, are they moving? Come on, camera. Don't fuck with us.
She was hunting, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But, we see what Jinx could do in a fight. Soul is up.
This goddamn spectator client, I swear to God. I can't do anything about it. That was absolutely wild. That was a real pop-off moment. That's how SNC needs those fights to go.
Okay. Is Jinx going to... Nah, it's...
just a hello and goodbye, Rocket.
Anyways, Jinx is
Were
getting...
you going to inquire about the potential steal?
Yeah, well, you know, who knows where that was going to go,
Yeah,
really.
of course. Wow, Rocket really could have taken that one. That was a pretty slow dragon take.
Yeah, I think that's what threw Jinx off, is you expect the dragon to die a little bit faster.
I mean, with the speed, they burned that Baron down. Oh, dude. Sirona's heart has to be beating so fast right now. They've got the BF sword. So talk to me about this. They've got the BF sword. Do you think a stopwatch would have been the better pick here? Or indexing into the damage is more worth it?
I mean, it depends. So either they think they have enough time to get to GA or Bloodthirster here, and they're just saying, I want the raw damage right now because I think I can, you know, out-team fight and be fine right now. They did get a lot of sums off the enemy team. Jinx also has no sums right now.
Yeah.
What I'm really excited about is Diana is getting items, and she's getting to the point where she could eat the backline of TVA, and they have to pay attention to her. Yeah. So Jinx is having a lot of attention taken off her, but there is an Ocean Soul now.
There is an Ocean Soul, so once the fight starts, SNC needs to finish it. Otherwise, you know, they're just going to heal back up. Zap's not connecting. Not yet.
Because Vel'Koz can poke a lot.
Yes, Vel'Koz can poke a lot. TVA is still very much in the driver's seat here. They're in a position that is very favorable to them. It's going to come down to the engage, to Jinx's positioning. We might see the fight actually get started by TVA. There it is. Dargon ult going to be dropped right under tower range as well. Tower will get taken down. That's Jinx getting excited, though. She's got to find a target. Being blinded by the Graves right there. After Baby doing a great job of dive into the backline right here. Jinx getting excited with these rockets. Holy shit. Oh, my God. But Vel'Koz, though, so much damage once again. Oh, my God. Jinx is left alive, but they go down in the very end off the back of all that damage from the Vel'Koz. TVA takes the fight in the 37th minute of this incredible match. They're going to blow down this inhib. With deck timers like this, you have to imagine that TVA has taken this series and won it in 2.
Yeah, Vel'Koz, outstanding job not getting attached in that fight. 10, 2, and 15, the 25 stacked Mejais, and that's going to be the 2-0 for TVA.
Wow. What an amazing series. That was on a razor edge, that game. Even with the gold lead, SNC was still punching back so hard with that Jinx. And there was always the chance, there was always the hope. It's wild because that final fight, straight up, you know, a click in either direction, you find yourself with a Jinx just popping off. The health bars were not looking very healthy on the side of TVA by the end of that fight, but absolutely hats off to them. TVA played an incredible match.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about what they did after getting a lead in both games. The third dragon fight, both games, it seemed like they just flipped a switch. Immediately went, when they got a gold lead, immediately transferred that into more dragons, more barons, more towers. And once it seems like they kind of figured out how their comp is going to play out team fights, they all were on the same page about how those fights go. Just excellent job from TVA.
Dude, look at these damage charts. Top of the motherfucking pyramid is Jinx by a landslide. They did have it. Even with the gold deficit, SNC had the chance to win that game. I think they should be very proud of themselves. And likewise, TVA coming back in that game too. What's up, SEL Streams? Thank you so much for the raid. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna level with you. You showed up at the end of this stream, but before you leave, let me tell you about this game. Two incredible teams, absolutely undefeated. These guys come in looking to make a name for themselves. TVA takes game 1 in a storming fashion, and game 2 was an absolute duel. Both teams trading advantages, trading the lead, and it just came down to a scaling Jinx versus a 10,000 gold lead for TVA, and it was a close one. Oh,
absolute great game. And honestly, TVA did an outstanding job responding to a lot of those fights, but SNC, I mean, both of the first game and the second game's early game, being able to pressure bot lane the way they did, being able to get ganks off. I mean, they were just a hair away from some of those team fights turning and going the other way. I mean, it's what we expected out of 2 undefeated teams coming in, an absolute slugfest.
Absolutely. I am gonna ask for one person from Team Volatility if they'd like. We'll do a very quick interview. Who do you hope shows up here? Oh, well,
I hope we get the. Well, I was gonna say I hope we get the Thresh, but I think that is the Thresh.
That is the Thresh, folks. Welcome to the desk, the Thresh, the hypothetical hookmaster themselves, TVA. And now I gotta ask you, how in God's name do you pronounce your summoner name?
A camp.
A camp. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, congratulations on this series. You guys just played in a masterful 2-0. You, of course, with the Thresh, landing hook after hook after hook. Game 2 was a comeback. Tell me about comms. Tell me about the team's point of view, having to work uphill for that win in Game 2.
Yeah, so we had a very strong back line and a very strong front line. So, and their whole comp was built around hard engage. So we had to play a weird team fight dynamic where our Kled Graves were in their face. Our back line was very far back, and I was somewhere in the middle, so I can hook anyone who tries to jump on the back line. So we kind of had to play like a 3-tiered system there, and that's how we were able to win our team fights.
So awesome. I got a question for you real fast. You played Rakan and you played Thresh in this series. Are you trying to win me over with your support picks? Because right now I'm in love with your support pool. But take me into that. What the Thresh pick in Game 2, what goes into picking that? Obviously, you looked very proficient on the champion, but in Pickman, what goes into picking the Thresh?
Again, yeah, just something that can mediate in between the two, still find picks. We know they're going to want to dive in. I know we picked the Thresh early, but it still fits with the team comp. Something sit somewhere between protection, somewhere between engage, and find that happy medium there.
Awesome. I love it.
Well,
go ahead.
Dude, absolutely incredible way to sort of like start off the second half of your season. I don't know if you've been looking forward, but how do you see the rest of this season playing out for you guys? Do you feel like an undefeated run is going to come to pass?
We go 2-0 every game.
I love it.
Do you have any rivals out there? Do you have anyone who you're looking forward to seeing in playoffs?
Absolutely. SKT, Pickle Hater, we're coming for you.
Pickle Hater was in the chat today, watching, had their notebook out, making sure that they study up for your playoff reunion. Well, we'll definitely try and get that one on stream for sure.
For sure.
Dude, congratulations. Congratulations on the 2-0. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, congrats. Have a good rest of your day, dude.
Awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. That was TVA Camped. And
Camped, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said that right.
You did. I'm confident that you did.
All right. If we're wrong, we're wrong together, and that's better than being wrong alone. I'm going to complete this prediction. Team Volatility won, so enjoy your schmeckles. Guys, thank you so much for spending another night with us. Some incredible games. Once again, thank you to you, Vega. Absolutely crushing it again, nailing the predictions. I think you're borderline psychic at this point.
I like to pick easy ones at the beginning and then not predict in Game 2. That's the secret, guys. That's the secret to predicting, is pick an easy one and then don't adapt. Just throw an easy one, a softball out in Game 1, and then don't predict. But no, thanks for setting me up. It's absolute fun being here. Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have more streams probably coming this week. But once again, check out our Discord down below. Thank you so much for SCL streams. I've been saying it wrong all goddamn day. SCL streams, thank you so much for the raid. They're another league. Check them out. Itty Bitty Banshee, thank you for the raid as well. An excellent streamer, top tier. Be sure to check them out as well. And anything you want to plug, Vega? Because why the hell not?
If you're going to LCS finals in Raleigh.
yes.
I will be there doing interviews and stuff like that and giving out some free stickers and stuff. So if you see me there, come say hi, get a free sticker, and, let's just talk League.
Fuck yeah. Also, Nat's back 92. Thank you so much for being the newest investor in low budget LCS. I will always shout out a follower, even in the last seconds of a stream. All right, guys. We're going to raid somebody because why the hell not? We're going to blow up another league that's going on right now. But thanks again for spending your night with us, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. I was clicking the buttons too slow. That would have been a really good moment to end the stream. But just got to type out, am I spelling this wrong? Raw production is what you get here.
This is raw. This is how the sausage is made, guys. This is being in the kitchen, knowing how everything is.
Absolutely. In our top tier amateur kitchen. All right, that's the raid going. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night.